Exhaust systems. Not very exciting, not very interesting, but I guarantee you they'll get your attention when something goes wrong. And if you're about to buy a wheelchair-accessible vehicle, the likelihood of that happening is increased because of the simple fact that your floor and everything underneath it is closer to the ground. So what do you look for when it comes to exhaust systems in a lowered floor vehicle? It's actually not that complicated. If you have a vehicle lift like I do, you want to look for three things. Number one, what are the primary components made of? Steel, which is subject to rust or corrosion, or stainless steel, which of course is not. The BraunAbility exhaust system is actually a full stainless steel system, and it's sourced from a Tier 1 supplier, which means it's from the same supplier that made the vehicle's original exhaust system. It's hard to beat the real thing. Number two, how does the manufacturer you're considering route the system components from front to back? Do they essentially find the path of least resistance, winding and bending where possible? Or do they actually plan and provide for the system components? In other words, this BraunAbility van has actual recesses and cutouts that allow the exhaust system to be seated as far from the ground as possible, with as much protection as possible within the contours that they created in the vehicle undercarriage. The advantage, of course, is less exposure to everyday impacts, but also the configuration that follows the predetermined path doesn't bend and turn without good reason. And that means it doesn't interfere with the proper function of the system, such as the flow of exhaust, which can affect the performance of the vehicle. And finally, number three, how does the manufacturer secure the exhaust system to your vehicle? At first glance, the fact that this manufacturer permanently secures or welds the exhaust system to the vehicle floor might suggest strength and stability. But if you know about exhaust systems, you know the abuse they take. And while a permanent system might be less likely to become loose, it's also a lot harder and a lot more expensive to pry loose when you need to. Keep in mind that if you dent your muffler or puncture an exhaust pipe, the only way you're getting a welded system off is to cut it off and weld a new one back on. Not very efficient. And I question how cost-effective it is in the long run. Much less significant is the fact that a permanent mount transfers vibration and noise right up the vehicle frame. Again, not major issues, but not necessary either. By contrast, the BraunAbility exhaust system uses bolt-together construction that makes it easy to service. In fact, sometimes a technician needs to remove the exhaust system to service something else. Try that with a permanently mounted system. BraunAbility also reuses the original equipment manufacturer's system isolators to suspend the exhaust system from the body and dampen the noise and vibration that's transmitted to the chassis. And the exhaust hanger lets the whole system flex and give as the vehicle moves. Now, don't get me wrong. If you drive your van up over a mountain of boulders, you're going to have damage no matter which manufacturer you choose. But it's worth considering which manufacturer will deliver a vehicle that's going to hold up to your lifestyle. The choice is yours.